Now for some of the headlines that we're watching for you this morning. One pilot is dead. Two Pennsylvania State Police troopers are injured after a small plane collided with a police helicopter at Carlisle Airport. Officials say troopers were conducting a training exercise when the plane veered to the right upon approaching the runway. The helicopter was then hit from behind. Authorities say both state troopers were initially trapped inside the chopper, but are now recovering. Police believe the pilot was the only person on the plane. The cause of the crash is under investigation. And Karmello Anthony, convicted of murdering 17-year-old Austin Metcalf in Texas last year, expected back in court today for a hearing on if his case warrants a retrial. The judge who presided over his initial trial was removed from the case yesterday. Anthony's attorneys asking District Judge John Roach to be removed, in part because a TV interview where Roach said jurors, quote, got it right when they delivered the guilty verdict. Jurors rejecting Anthony's claim that he acted in self-defense during a confrontation with Metcalf at high school track meet last April. Metcalf was ultimately stabbed to death. And a royal exit. Prince Harry and Meghan and their two children reportedly planning to move back to the UK 6 years after stepping away from royal duties, making the move here to America. They're planning to relocate to a private residence just outside of London and enroll their children Archie and Lilibet in a British school this year. Meanwhile, there's this. China is calling for a, quote, digital sovereignty after the United States pressured countries to pick a side in the AI race with Beijing. Chinese companies, meanwhile, reportedly expanding their global footprint by building supply chains around the world. Joining me now is Gatestone Institute Senior Fellow Gordon Chang. Gordon, it's always great to see you. Let's just start with your thoughts on these topics from a 1,000-foot view.
Well, good morning, Jackie. You know, we have the Chinese AI, and their frontier models are very close to the U.S. People say it's like a 5% gap. The one thing the Chinese can do, though, is they've got a much better supply chain than we do. It's more resilient, it's larger, and therefore they've got a very, very big built-in advantage when you look at the entire ecosystem. The good thing that the United States has, though, is compute. We're very far ahead of the Chinese on that. We've also got better chips. So, you know, as long as we are vigilant in making sure that the Chinese don't get our technology, then we'll be okay. But we've just learned, for instance, that a lot of Chinese companies have been accessing NVIDIA's best chips, not by buying them, but by access to data centers in Southeast Asia that have them. And I think the Trump administration is going to have to cut off that access after being initially reluctant to do so.
Yeah, I hear you on that, especially when you say that gap is really, we're winning, but the gap is pretty narrow. Meantime, the U.S. government now reviewing its federal procurement system after the General Services Administration found that China-made technology that was labeled as made in America. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent raising this concern to Maria First on this program. Supply chain AI company Exeger is developing technology that can flag potential transshipments containing these disruptions. CEO Brandon Daniels joined me yesterday with his thoughts on the national security risk and the economic risk. Watch.
We literally go down to the shipment that is being brought into the United States. We look at the facility it's coming from. We look at the company it's coming from. We look at the critical capabilities, like the equipment that that facility has purchased, and understand all of the capacity for that country and that company and that facility to make that part component piece. The alarming part is we're finding our servers, we're finding our memory sticks, we're finding our batteries, we're finding things, critical components going into our data centers like optical transceivers that look like they're being manufactured in Mexico, or they look like they're being manufactured in Germany or in Vietnam, and they're actually all going back to these non-market economies like China, and potentially with national security risk like firmware being installed on them that's allowing for remote callbacks like we saw with the UK Navy.
Gordon, this is a serious problem, and I want to get your reaction on it because Brandon was talking about what we can try to do to locate these integral systems that are infiltrating our systems. But the potential for malware or monitoring is very scary, and it just shows that China really hasn't backed off at all.
No, it hasn't. And we've known about this general problem for quite some time, although some of the specifics are new. The fortunate thing is that we now have AI and some much better tools to try to track this. But the issue is really going to be what kind of costs are we going to impose on China for doing this? Because a lot of this is directed not by individual companies in China, but of course by the state itself. And we need to go to the top of the chain and to impose those costs. We need the political will to do that. If we do, maybe we have the makings of a solution there.
Yeah, and President Xi will be coming here. I imagine these are some of the topics that are on President Trump's list to discuss. Meantime, the Trump administration taking a harder line on China's access to American technology and research. The Pentagon, Gordon, is moving to crack down on university ties to Chinese institutions, ordering 30 academic institutions, including Harvard and MIT, to audit their foreign research partnerships. At the same time, Washington is restricting China's access to advanced NVIDIA AI chips. So are these restrictions on the education side and the technology side enough?
Well, they're at least a start. We know that, for instance, Harvard had more than 140 of these research partnerships with companies or institutions in China that were linked to the Chinese military or linked to Chinese war production enterprises. This was skirting the line, certainly unpatriotic. This is something that we need to have a big conversation with Harvard, because they received more than $600 million in contributions from Chinese sources. And you got to put those two together. But this is, at the end of the day, this is going to be an issue of enforcement. It's going to get down to the political will of the president. And right now, he's shown determination to cut these partnerships, because we have seen that a lot of very valuable American technology is going straight to the Chinese military, thanks to institutions like Harvard.
Yeah. And they get a lot of federal funding, by the way. That's one of the pieces that President Trump is using for leverage as well. Let's get to this. More than 300 Chinese robotics companies showcasing their technology this week at the World Robot Conference in Beijing. China's biggest robot makers are getting a major investor bet. Unitree stock soaring more than 460% in its Shanghai debut. It puts the company at the center of China's push to dominate the next generation of robotics. Gordon, robotics, could it become another industry where China uses its manufacturing advantage to pull ahead of the United States? I see pictures of their robots, but I also know, folks like Elon Musk are working on our own versions here.
Yeah, China's pulled ahead and is actually far ahead of us when you look at, for instance, deliveries of robots. Unitree and Agent BI, both Chinese robot companies, dominate the market. And yes, Elon Musk has the capability of changing that, but we're changing it from a position behind. Unitree those robots are unbelievable. They unveiled their Superman robot on Monday. They say it can run faster than any human. They say it can jump higher than any human. And I think they're probably right, because we have seen these Unitree robots on these Chinese state TV programs, and they have just dazzled everybody, not just the Chinese, but people from around the world. They got a lot of money yesterday in their IPO. So China is primed. The one good thing, though, is that China is just trying to flood the market with its robots, which means its companies eventually are not going to do well, which means that China will not be able to get a lot, I think, of progress from its companies. America will do much better because our capital markets are better, and also our just environment is better for helping the private sector dominate. And eventually we will catch up, but it is going to be a long, hard slog, because we're well behind in second place.
All great points. Gordon Chang, thanks so much for joining us. Nice to see you.
Thank you, Jackie.